yourself trying to spin the block just for the plot. And yes, you can go on a trip with a man and not have sex with them. I have done that. I honestly did for a long time want this man to pick me. I suppressed my feelings about things for so long that I still resented this man in a way. When we're pretending to be a certain way to get what they wanted from you. And the moment we have this free will, I truly see it's just not what it is. It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know y'all are here for a story time, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you. But before we get to that, y'all go ahead, drop down below in the comment section, leave a hey or hey, what's up big sis? All comments are welcome and greatly appreciated. Just keep them respectful. As you all have seen the title, you have an idea of what today's story time is going to be about. So family, let's get to that story. So y'all, it is the day before New Year's Eve, and I want to make sure I have a video out for y'all on New Year's Day. I wanted to have one out before then, like right after Christmas, but it's just not panning out that way. I was trying to work, make some money, do what I need to do. But anyway, so yes, here I am about to give y'all this story time, and then I'm gonna go on by my little way and do some other things I need to do. But before we get to that story, y'all, I didn't give y'all my drink that I had last week, but this is like some watermelon juice that I had in the freezer. And I also was told or read or something that you should have certain juices in your freezer too long, like over a long extended period of time. Especially something that's not in season. I don't know how true that is. You know, I'm sure some people that has been doing this a little longer than me can probably get down in the comments and tell me, you know, how long can I supposedly keep certain juices in the freezer. I mean, yes, it's frozen, but I don't know, maybe it'll lose its potency over time. But this is watermelon juice, and yes, watermelon is out of season, but I still had some frozen. And so what I did was add some limes in here, because I didn't add limes too. I just juiced the last watermelon I had. But y'all, make sure you add that lime in there, or lemons, because it just sets it off. It balances out that sugar taste. Like watermelon has this weird aftertaste to me, but adding the lime and that ginger that I like to add sets it off every time. So this is what I have tonight, some watermelon juice. And y'all, yeah, your girl just be on her juice shit, cause yeah, I've been juicing some other things too, but we'll get into that another time. But anyway, y'all, let's get to this story. So tonight I want to come talk to y'all about spinning the block, whether it be friendship, relationship. But me, I'm going to talk about spinning the block, I guess, with a situationship, because me and him was never in a relationship. But I feel like, you know, how about I spin the block and just do it for the plot to see how it all pans out. Because I don't really want this person. I did for a long time, some years ago. Like, I really was going all in for this person. But I gave y'all story times about how this person just did me dirty, y'all. Like, just played in my face, and I allowed him to play in my face. And yeah, I mean, he just lied about a lot of things. And the person I'm talking about, y'all, is Boo Thing. I know I haven't talked about him in a while, and I wasn't going to talk about him again. I've also mentioned to y'all that he even kind of me about coming on my channel and saying that he's the guy that I've been talking about, and I even considered doing it. I thought about, hey, let us sit down, have a couple little sit downs on camera together and just talk about relationship stuff or just whatever. Like, I really considered doing that with him. But y'all, that man crazy as hell. And he just... Anyway, y'all, let's get to my story. So yes, y'all, tonight's story time will be about the time that, which this kind of happened recently, and I hit up this guy, y'all. I've given y'all story times about him before, and I said I wasn't going to talk about him again because I just don't want to, and I don't feel like he really deserves a spot. Even though I really considered allowing him to come on my channel, where we have a few sessions of us just sitting down chatting about, you know, relationships or just things that's going on in present day and in life. Because this fool said he wanted to come on my channel and be in my messages and tell people that, hey, I'm this character that she's talking about. He said, I wanted to say that something like, this is me, and just really put a face to the name and all that. And I'm like, no, fool. But I really thought about doing this with him. I never really said this to him. And he actually watches my channel. And I don't know, honestly, I don't think he's been watching it lately because it ain't been showing him. You know, it show people that watch it often, and he ain't really been showing it. It's because, you know, he got a lot of stuff going on. And I found this out after I had, like, reached out to him. And yes, like I said, I haven't been talking to him at all. And I realized that I haven't really been seeing him online, even though I've been seeing him on my stories. Like, you know how you post stories on Instagram? He don't comment, he don't really say too much, but he's been in my stories. But he did comment on a few things, you know. And I posted something about this meme about being on vacation. Like, I got my, like, I don't know, like, I can't remember what the meme was about. But it was pretty much me, I don't want to be in a relationship with nobody unless they got their passport and all that stuff type ready. Like, just little stuff like that you see online. And he inboxes me on there, or he commented on the video, like, or the post, like, let's go, I got my passport ready. And so, you know, I kind of kept it in mind. Then I was thinking about my birthday that was coming up in January. And I, you know, I always planned me a trip in January for my birthday. I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to him. But I'm going to text his ass. I'm going to invite him on the trip with me. Which, you know, I'm not a person that likes to ask people to go nowhere with me, because I feel like I'm begging you to come. If you say, hey, I want to go, then I'm going to probably open up that space for you to come along. But if I feel like you're not going to be serious, not trying to pay your money for things and all that, then I don't want to deal with you. So I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to him. I reached out to him and I said, so what's up? You know, I can't remember what I said verbatim. If I can go and find messages that I did not delete, because yes, I started going on my thread with him on Instagram and just delete a lot of stuff because, yeah, I kind of got a little pissed off, but we ain't got to that point yet. But anyway, so yeah, I said something like, okay, so when you serious about that, you want to go on a trip? I don't know. I can't remember exactly how I started this conversation off. Of course, I reached out. I was like, hey, I'm just checking on you, XYZ. Because, mind you, I don't have his phone number. He was one of them people where I stopped saving his numbers a long time ago. It would always be different. And he would just reach out randomly out of nowhere because this is not somebody that I'm communicating with often. So he would just randomly reach out to me. You know, I'll be working, and I don't know why I would just stay on the phone with him and talk to him, y'all, because honestly, he don't deserve any of that. He never really did, y'all. So, I don't know, I was allowing this person to come back around me, y'all. You know, after all the crazy things that we went through. And one would think that I would be cool on him and over it, which I don't hold a grudge to this man, and I'm over all that crap. But, you know what they say, sometimes you will be put in positions where you can watch somebody go through the hell that they gave to you. And so, I'm not an evil person at all. I don't try to do get back type stuff to people, but I feel like this was my chance to be on that. Show him, hey, I'm doing this by myself. I ain't never needed a man to do nothing for me. You ain't never did nothing for me. You never made me a priority, so I feel like he never fought for whatever we had going on. You just allowed me to walk away. And so this is kind of my get back. Y'all know when they say don't allow somebody that's been wanting you for a long time to come back into your space, because they're going to try to make your life hell. Even though I feel like it was kind of like that for both of us. Like, I feel like he did at some point want me, but the timing was never right. He was trying to balance multiple women, and he's just not that dude. You know what I'm saying? So I always say, cut me out. If you feel like you need to talk to multiple women, please do not choose me. And I honestly feel like it was times where he just didn't choose me, but he tried to keep me around just by communicating with me. And that's that narcissist shit. Like, you communicate enough just to keep me there a little bit. But honestly, I feel like the only reason why I would allow myself to continue to talk to him when he reached out is because I did have some love there. I did care. And I honestly did, for a long time, want this man to pick me. But because he was with all these other people trying to do whatever he was trying to do, it just didn't work out, because I'm not somebody that want to be with somebody that wants multiple women. True enough, you should date when you're single. You should not put all your eggs in one basket. But the way that you was going about doing it, I ain't like that shit. Baby, I'm the chosen one. That's how I felt. And you weren't picking me, so I ain't like that shit. So I call myself going around spinning the block for the plot. So yes, I will purposely try to start arguments. I was like, oh, you need to communicate with me. And then I saw the effort that he was trying to communicate better. But y'all, I would pick apart that shit like, well, you should have did this, or you should. I was purposely starting things with this man, y'all, just to piss him off. Or, you know, I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, he had a lot going on, just bad. You know, he going through a rough patch. But honestly, I would just be smiling, like, I don't know why. I know that's so evil to feel happy that somebody is getting the karma that they so deserve from all the crazy messed up things that they've done to you and whoever else that you've known they've done this to. Because some people just don't learn. Like, you got people in your corner that want to help you and do better for you, but you are a manipulative user. And it wouldn't necessarily be towards me. It would just be about, you know, I would know that he was talking to certain people and he would be doing them wrong. Like, it was this one girl that he was talking to. She was a manager at this job where, you know, we all worked. You know, the job that I was at for a long time. And she was on a whole different shift than him. And he was a manager at the time. And I remember this girl asking me one day, why does he have me saved in his phone as Bank of America? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, when that girl said that, I laughed so damn loud, but not in her face. But and I'm like, how did she not know that he's saying that she's Bank of America, meaning he's using her for the things that she's giving him, buying him. He's getting money off this girl. Bitch, you are Bank of America to him. You the bank. Like, how does not register in your mind? So, you know, it was funny, but at the same time, I'm like, that's so wrong. That's so low down. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? You led this woman on to believe a certain thing. And then he was like, yeah, she would be a certain way with me. But you still allow her to feel like that she was going to have something more with you. For that alone, that makes you a bad person. So, you know, I knew all about that. So I was like, okay, yeah, this get back for her. Even though, you know, I ain't really friends with the girl. But it's the fact that you did this to this woman. She didn't deserve that. She deserved for you to let her know that, hey, it is not that. And you should have never accepted all those things from her. But instead, you allowed this girl to embarrass herself, not only in front of your employees, but other people that knew her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people that didn't know her, us. So I'm like, that's so evil. This man did so many crazy things and wondering why he's still going through certain karma. And I'm sure he was doing some other stuff that I have never seen or known about, because like I said, when you do wrong, that shit gonna follow you. Like, sometimes it does not happen over time. It happens right away. But in the same sense, you gotta want better for your life. So yes, y'all, like I said, I told him, hey, you come on the shoot with me. I'm not already paid for the room and XYZ. Just pay for your flight. And I do that for a lot of people. And that being because I want to stay in a certain place. If I want to stay in a certain type of hotel or Airbnb, I will make sure I go ahead and pay my money for that, because that's where I want to stay, or at least, you know, reserved or whatever. So I wasn't tripping because it was going to get done anyway. So, you know, he called himself trying to be a little more soft and sensual with me. Like, I can't wait to be here. I just want to hold you. I just want to cuddle, because one thing I will say, me and him on the same page when it comes to just want to have companionship. We ain't got to be sleeping together. We ain't got to be on that lovey-dovey boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife type stuff. You want the companionship. You want the company of things. And if it was to ever get to a point where we're intimate, it's going to be a natural thing. Like, you never force intimacy with somebody. You never force sex with somebody. And yes, you can go on a trip with a man and not have sex with them. I have done that. And then for me, if I'm not with you, I cannot just be randomly sleeping with you. Like, no. But y'all, so yes, I ran around, spent the block trying to be evil to this man, y'all. But ultimately, I guess he was just like, I'm probably disturbing his peace. Because he was just going through it. He was going through so damn much. He had problems with a phone. And so I didn't know that he had problems with his phone. So, you know, but before that, I had blocked him. Well, I kind of like deactivated my Instagram, and I blocked him on my TikTok and all that stuff, because I feel like you're messaging me online, you looking on my stuff, but you ain't reaching out to me, because it got to a point where he was being consistent, and then he kind of like died off where I wouldn't really hear from him most of the day. And I get you probably working or doing whatever, but you waited all day to reach out to me. I don't like that, especially if you wait till when it's dark outside. That made me feel like that's something else. Even though he wasn't calling me on no booty call trying to have sex type stuff, it's the fact that you had all dang on day to reach out to me and you didn't. I do not like that. I feel like, yes, when you get up in the morning, after you get yourself together, you know, that's fine to reach out to me. You ain't got to reach out to me the moment you wake up in the morning, even though I don't care what woman do not like that. But the fact that you went to work, went wherever you went and waited all day to reach out to me, I have a problem with that. And you can't say that, oh, my phone was dead or I didn't have internet service or whatever because your phone off. Where you staying at, they have a landline because you called me on that landline. So it's bullshit stuff to me, y'all. I cannot stand it. Like, you got ways. Like, you do not have to reach out to me online to reach out to me for real. You know what I'm saying? And if it was that deep, you should have found my email. But it don't matter. So, yes, I blocked him on that because I feel like you could have reached out to me on your phone. This man had recited my number out to me. I don't know if he was bull crapping, you know, because he remembered it in that moment. But if you know my number by heart, then you could have called me from anybody's phone. It didn't have to be your phone for you to reach out to me. And this is and I'm saying this because of the day that he claimed that his phone was off. I had talked to him like a couple days later, and I guess he got his phone back. He said, if you had your socials up, you would have known that my phone was messed up. And I had just dropped you off earlier that day to where you was working. So you mean to tell me you couldn't get my number and dial it on somebody else's phone? But you knew my number by heart. And even then, I'm sure there's a text thread on social media that shows, well, then again, no. He always knew my number. So he ain't had to look online to get my number from nowhere because he always had my number. I've had the same number for years. I've had the same phone number since he met me. Granted, I have a second number. And I guess you might not know that one. You can't remember that one. Because, you know, I've had it for some years, but not as long as I had the other one. So it was just all bull to me. So, yes, y'all, that amplified me wanting to be a certain way even more. So I was picking even more fights, y'all. I was so, like, I guess you can say I suppressed my feelings about things for so long that I still resented this man in a way. And no, I don't feel like that I'm bitter or nothing like that. Like, I'm over it. I don't want this man, like I said. Even though I used to care so much. But I guess, like I said, I suppressed things for so long. Just being in his face and realizing that he's not really putting forth the effort that I feel like he needs to. You got nothing but time. You ain't talking to nobody else that you sell it. And I believe you. You know, you weren't really talking to nobody, you know, because you got all this going on. So you really don't need to be dating. But if you're trying to be in a certain space with me, you need to communicate with me. You're not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not together, but you be in a certain way. So, shit, I'm going to reciprocate the same energy. If you're giving it to me, then I'm going to put it back. But if you're not going to do it, if you're going to half-ass it, then I'm going to feel away. And so now we're back to square one. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want from me? Or I mean, what is, you scared of me or something? Like, you too old. And I do mean he's too old to be afraid of me. I'm not going to do anything to you. You know what I'm saying? That's so weird. And I feel like that's total bull crap. That's just an excuse for you to be a half guy. I'm trying not to curse. That's just, I feel like that's just an excuse for you to half-ass it with me. I'm just going to say what it is. That's just an excuse for you to half-ass with me. To not go all in. And like I said, I always feel like I feel like he never fought for me for real. Like, you never put forth the effort to make sure that I knew that I'm good in your life. And you should never be with somebody that makes you question your position in their life. So that was pissing me off all over again. Because I'm like, damn, he's still doing the same thing. And we have nothing but free will and opportunity right now. So what is the problem? I mean, and so, you know, you think yourself like, dang, you just don't want me for real. And so they were making me mad even more. And I've always said that don't allow somebody that's been wanting you for a long time to come into your space, because once they get you, they're gonna make your life hell. And I've never been that person, but because I feel like this man is playing in my face again, I'm gonna try to make his life hell. So yes, y'all, never would I thought that I would be that person. Even though I ain't chased this man for real, because I mean, it wasn't nothing for me to reach out to him and for him to come and I was like, shit, so what's up? I ain't ever had to chase. I ain't ever had to, especially not him. You know, let's be honest. And he tried to come back around. Before all of this, I just was not giving him that time. Like, I was not giving him the energy because I thought about all the stuff we went through. And I'm like, I don't think I would ever trust you. Like, I don't ever think that we would be what we think we would be. And he proved that when I allowed him back in my space. He did put forth the effort. So I started more arguments. I nitpicked everything. I played the field. Even though I went and gambled a couple times and helped him out do certain things. And then I felt like he's a narcissist. He wanted to say certain things to me to make me feel small. Because, you know, I think he wanted to be around me because he felt like I needed him. You know, some men want women to need them. He knows that I didn't work at the company that we both worked at. And it's crazy how I'm like, why did he always ask me, am I still at this company? Every time that he would talk to me, and it had been some period of time, he would be like, you still work there? Why does that matter? It's like he wanted me to not be there, and it would make him feel good about him being fired. And I don't care what he say. I feel like them folks got rid of him. He said, I quit. Nah, them folks got rid of you because of the stuff you was doing. You got caught on rugs and other things. I'm sure that was true. The alcohol being, I feel like he got caught up at work under the influence or whatever. I really feel like they happened. You know, over time, they just get rid of you. But I really felt like he felt the way because I was still there and I wasn't gone. I don't know. I just always felt like, why he cared about me still being there. But the fact that he knew I wasn't there and I was pretty much working for myself doing entrepreneurial things. Oh, now it's like, oh, okay, yeah, she need me. She ain't got it like me. And some men just want women that needs them, that are needy women. Baby, I would never be there for you. And I would never be the woman that you want me to be. You want to control me. You want to manipulate me. Certain men go for women that are weak-minded individuals. They will forever play the fool role. That ain't me. You cannot control me. And he don't like that. Certain men want to control certain women. And I'm not one of those women. You can never control me. Never control me. You are not about to control the narrative of my life. I would never allow you to do that to me. And I feel like he wanted to control everything I had going on. For the way I would talk, or certain thing I say, or the way I would say certain things, or just certain walk, or just certain things about me he was trying to control. Like, I would say something like, the fuck? Y'all know people be saying the fuck? He hated me saying that. Like, dude, I am the same person that I was when you met me. I've always said certain things in my mouth. I've always been a certain way. I ain't never been this shy person around you. I've always been a loquacious person around him. I've always spoke my mind, been very blunt. I ain't never not been that way. So why are you trying to make me be this way? And I've said that. I said, it's like you want me to be what these other women were being to you. Those women were pretending to be a certain way to get what they wanted from you. And when you couldn't control the narrative of things, they got rid of you. When you didn't share certain things, they got rid of you. They walked out your life. And he said that out his own mouth. You and this other person have always been there. And yeah. See, those people saw that, you know, back then, you know, you had a little bit of money. You was a working man that had things going for yourself. But now that you're at your lowest, they ain't messing with you for real. So yes, y'all, I went in trying to be mean as hell in the beginning. But over time, it's just like, he ain't even worth none of this. Like, it wasn't even worth it. And yes, I even reached out and was like, you know, yeah, I told her, I came in trying to be a certain way with you, you know, and I apologize for being a certain way with you, but it is what it is. Like, I would never be this woman that you want me to be. And I've said that, like, we've been in the car about certain, we was in the car one time riding to the phone store or something, and he was just talking to me a certain way. I'm like, dude, this is not going to work out. I said, yeah, this won't work. And it's amazing how you want to be with somebody for so long and you want them to truly see you for the longest. And when they finally have an opportunity for y'all to really take time and get to know one another without all the extra people around or in y'all circle, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was always dealing with somebody. And now we have free will. And the moment we have this free will, I truly see that it's just not what it is. What I saw, or what I thought I saw, was not what it was. And maybe this is just who you are in these moments, because it just was not getting. I'm like, nah, I don't know what I thought he was, or what I thought I wanted from him, because it is not that. It is not that. He's a man that wants a needy woman, and I am not her. I'm an independent woman. I'm not saying I don't want no man to be there and do things for me, but you have to allow me to be myself. You have to allow me to have my space and be independent. But when I really need you, then you be there. You know what I'm saying? That's a bonus. but not a controlling man that's trying to, trying to control my life for real. Like, you want me to be there at your every beck and call when you're not giving the same type of energy. Like, I can't deal with that. So yes, y'all, I had to avoid mission because I'm like, you know what, he ain't even worth the other evil things that I really was trying to do. Like, I was gonna go all in on this man and do some y'all, I was gonna be on some other stuff. That was it's bad. Yes, I really was, y'all. But anyway, he ain't worth it in the end, y'all. And this probably the last story time that y'all gonna hear about this man. Unless he just come back around and do some crazy stuff. Then yes, y'all. I just had to tell y'all about that because it was recent, not like yesterday, but it was kind of recent that I called myself trying to spin the block just for the plot, just to see how things would turn out. Just by me being mean to this man. And I even told her, I said, yeah, I was being mean to you purposely. But I am kind of a mean person. It is what it is. But I was like trying to be overly extra mean to him. And I ain't gonna lie, like he was seeming like he was trying to be in a certain space with me. But then it got to a point where he was really trying to control things. And it was to the point where, y'all, I was buying flight ticket and I was going, I was finna do his flight because under my account. But he wanted to get his computer for me to put my information in. Oh, no way in hell. Y'all instantly got red flags. Like, why do I need your laptop to put in my card information to buy your ticket? He was finna give me the money, but how I know you won't backslide and take my credit card information because it's on your computer? You can pull things back up. It would have been in your computer, and then hit you up. You done stole money from me. I ain't no way in hell, baby. Them flags be flagging, baby. But I got discernment because I know what's up. I don't need your computer to do what I can do right here on my device. I did everything on my phone. I have a whole app on my phone. I do not need your computer to pull up flight information, boo, to buy your flight. But y'all, I did not buy that flight. I didn't even complete the transaction. Yes, I had his passport information. I had all this stuff. And ultimately, I just kept it. I didn't do anything with it because I was like, hell no. After this day, no, sir. I said, I don't trust him. I don't feel like he gonna be on the time I need him to be on with this. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't send me the money either. Baby, I wasn't putting no credit card information in I wasn't finna enter none of that stuff in truly until he sent me that money. Yes, I had all his stuff saved, but I was not finna submit nothing about no flights until you send me that money for your flight. Because you ain't finna get me, baby. You ain't finna go get the money and go on some trip with somebody else. And it might have even been there. He would have tried to get that money back. But, baby, you can't do that because nowadays, yeah, they can, depending on what type of ticket and how you did it. But, baby, I was going to make sure you had insurance, but you wasn't finna get no money about from me. You was going to have flight credit. Unless you was going to pay that extra money that you need to do that. No, sir. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to stop this video right here. That's just a story time about me trying to spin the block and just do it for the plot to see how things would have turned out between me and my old situationship flame. He ain't even my old boo thing. That's what I used to call him. But anyway, just to see how things would be between an old flame. I guess you can call him an old flame. I have not talked to him, but I was posting a few stories after I had not talked to him at all. Like, I told you I had messaged him, trying to tell him, my motives were. But I think he was just so mad at me about the argument we had. He didn't even say nothing to me. And I really don't give a damn. He never really said that he read every damn thing. But he kept reading all of my stuff on my, what's the thing called, y'all, on Instagram, on my stories. Like, he always looking at my stories. He always looking at certain things. You lurking on my pages, but you're not saying nothing. But one thing about me, you cannot give me the silent treatment. You cannot be like, well, oh, I'm going to teach her a lesson, and then, she'll come back around it. Nah, baby, I'm going to keep you in that same mindset that you in. Because if you going to ghost on me and not talk to me, oh, okay, that's it. That's a wrap. That's it. You can't teach me no lesson because I'll be with the next dude next week. It was. And I've always said that, and he knows that. You ain't the only one trying to be caught, baby. You ain't the only one trying to be got by me, boo. It would never be that. I would never not have somebody else, ready. Like, it would never not be that. unless this is man's going to be my husband. You know what I'm saying? But when you're a single woman, you date multiple people. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, baby. And no, you do not have to be sleeping with them all. That is not the rules. That is not how you do that. Because why would you give your body to somebody that's not pouring into you 100%? But yes, you should openly date people. And there's nothing wrong with telling them that. And if they want to stay in line, then they will stay in line and date you the same. And who steps up and does the most is the one that be your man for real. Or vice versa. You know, again, you know, I'm not giving wifely nothing. And I'm not going to be there to you. You know, that's insane to me. And not saying that I have never been in a position where I allow myself to be in that space. But baby, no. Who's going to do that? You better go on. We're too old for all that crazy playing mind games and, you know, you not trying to fully commit to me. What? So, yes, while you watch me enjoy my time with other people, while you thinking you trying to teach me a lesson, my guy, you can keep pushing on to what the hell you got on because you don't know what I was going to be to you. But at the end of the day, y'all, people like that are always watching your every move, baby. He calls them monitoring spirits. He's definitely a monitoring spirit. He's watching what I'm doing. And I'm sure he's going to eventually reach out again. But I ain't been posting online. I ain't been on Instagram posting none of that stuff, y'all. So it don't really matter. He's probably waiting for me to post something so he can comment on it. I don't know. I really don't give a damn. But yes, y'all, I just had to tell y'all about this situation. And me trying to spin the block and play with this man's emotions. Yes, I will try to play with his emotions. But I ultimately feel like he ain't even worth me doing all this. I'm giving this man too much energy. And I'm being mad too often. And that is not what was supposed to be happening. He was pissing me off too bad. And I ain't want that. I was like, hell no. I'm supposed to be making you feel away. And he was feeling away. I know I was stressing that man out, y'all. I was stressing him the fuck out. That was the plan. But trying to make me mad in the process? Oh, fuck no. Stop this right here, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all drop it down below in the comments, y'all. Let's talk about whatever. Have y'all ever spent the block to try to play in somebody's face, or have somebody done that to you purposely and just ruin how you felt even a little bit about them, y'all? Just all comments are welcome. Just keep them respectful. Y'all make sure y'all continue to hype my videos. I so appreciate y'all for that. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you for y'all getting me to 1,000 subs, over 1,000 subs. I so love y'all for that. I know I didn't make a grand announcement like some people have done because, you know, it might not be a big deal to some, but it is to me because, you know, that means I'm fully monetized on YouTube, which is a good thing. And I don't care what nobody say. Nobody can't say that they don't want to be monetized on YouTube. Yes, you may give these videos and these vlogs and these stories because you enjoy it. Like I enjoy telling my story times. But it feels good to know that I can make money on YouTube just from sitting down chatting with y'all, you know, and, you know, giving my vlogs when I do give my vlogs. Like, that feels good, you know. If you're going to be on here, then monetize it if you can. You know, that's a great thing. It feels good to know that I can make money off of that, you know, yeah. But anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Baby, I'm the chosen one.
To catch up on any prior story times that were mentioned in today's video, make sure you click the links in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel.